taste of the heroin. Irieites, my brethrens, welcome to the First Agnostic Church of Hope and Wonder, where we're always hoping for something and wondering what the fuck. Before I begin my sermon this morning, I'd like to take a couple weeks off and retire altogether, but in light of current events, I'll persist. I would like to start with a song that is only for my nephews and nieces. Everybody else, look away. I gotta get this right, too. This song means a lot to me. It was written by Daryl Adams, who is from Portland, Oregon, moved down to Los Angeles and was living in a cave when he met Ramblin' Jack Elliott. And they went to Europe together and they busked. One of their fans was a young teenage Mick Jagger. Then Ramblin' Jack came home and he mentored Bob Dylan. And Daryl Adams stayed over in Europe and mentored a young Donovan. That's pretty cool. And then in that movie, the black and white movie with Bob Dylan in it, when he meets Donovan, you see that guy he's with. That's Oregon's own Daryl Adams. And you can see, too, that Bob Dylan knows who he is and respects him. I think, anyway, have I played a song yet? Across the Atlantic Ocean, the boats were made of wood. They landed on the eastern shore and found the land was good. Most of them settled The others pushed across the Appalachians into the wilderness, some in wagons, some on foot and horses for the rest. Most of them settled down. The others pushed across the Mississippi, about a mile wide, to face the great plains and thirst and hunger. Many died, yes, some got left behind. Others pushed across the Rocky Mountains, salts of Utah, the wasteland of Nevada, and the high Sierras. Saw that some got left behind. The others pushed on into California, those men who knew no rest. The Pacific Ocean stopped their restless movement west. Most of them settled down. The others turned around. Some turned to the Southland, down to Mexico. But those people of whose blood I am, they said we must go and settle Oregon. The people I come from, they settled Oregon. The people I come from. That's cool. Daryl Adams. This is my favorite guitar. Kent Finley bought this guitar in the 80s, or rather his kids bought it for him, I think. I think he'd had it on layaway and they went and got it. I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to play it with a pick, too. I got a special surprise for you in the First Agnostic Church of Hope and Wonder, which also, I was going to say, our name is a protest, because I was just thinking this morning. Agnostic people could also be called the people who were just standing around minding their own business, because, well, I don't want to get too into it, but welcome to our church. You can't quit your church to join ours, that's for sure. The way I figured, though, they had a bunch of the major religions, and then Christianity split off. All these things were based on what you thought we were doing here, where you thought we were going. Hey, this is what we think we're doing here. This is where we think we're going. We'll call us the Episcopalians. Hey, we have a plan. We have an idea. Here's our thought. Call us the whatevers. Call us the pterodactyls. And then, the way I see it, if you believe in reincarnation, me and my friends were standing there minding our business. And someone was like, "What's your thing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What are you doing here? Where are we going?" Fuck, I don't know. What are you booking me about that for? You know? Oh, you don't know? Fuck, what are you talking about? Then they say, "You guys are agnostics." No, we're not. We're not any fucking thing. You don't get to call us stuff. We were standing there minding our fucking business. And now we would like to pass the hat. Why are you frowning at me like I just stepped in it? Anyway, there's some philosophical thoughts I got from Donnie Baker. I could tell I'm rambling already too much. But what difference does it make? How many times have we done this? 50? 60? Fuck me running, man. When are we going to get back on the road and see each other and give each other drugs for free? It was many years ago, many years ago, as a young man in Memphis, Tennessee. I just moved there from Austin, Texas, and I went to a place called the Daily Planet, and I played the open mic down there. And I asked the guy if I could also play the next night, for free, and he said I could. And my dad was down there, and he said I could stay at his place for like he said 2 weeks, but I bet you he said let me stay there for 2 months, you know. But I mention that because I remember in that couple of months, that summer, I don't know how long it was, but I met Rick McKean, I met Shannon Hills, and I was working on my songs, and I would go down to the Daily Planet and play, and there wouldn't be anybody there. And then on open mic nights, it would kind of be overrun with frat guys. And I was discouraged, I guess, about wanting to be a folk singer in a world where they didn't really have them anymore. And I remember being in my dad's attic where he was let me have a room, and I made this song up. Well, my old man says the Woodstock generation found a way to make this nation open up its eyes and take a look around. He says my generation ain't good for nothing, but I could think up something, so I thought I would jot it down. Here's to hair gel, hanging out at the health spa, using condom scents and watching L.A. Law. Here's the drum machine, stonewashed jeans, the credit cards and fax machines, a big bow-headed chicks and frat guys wearing $40 tie-dye t-shirts and big bow paisley ties. And here's to living off your dad as long as you can, and blending in with the crowd. Oh, my generation, my generation, my generation should be proud. We were raised up in the hallowed halls of 500,000 shopping malls, and there ain't any price we're too proud to let our parents pay. We'll buy anything from a Diet Sprite to 1,000 points of light. Listen, I admit that we're not that bright, but I'm proud anyway. Hey, here's to hair gel, hanging out at the health spa, using condom scents and watching Arsenio Hall. Here's the drum machines and stonewashed jeans, credit cards and fax machines, big bow-headed chicks and frat guys wearing $40 tie-dye t-shirts and big bow paisley ties, living upstairs at your dad's for as long as you can and blending in with the crowd. Oh, my generation, my generation, my generation should be proud. My Generation, Part 2, Verse 3, Chapter 4, Jackson 5. I remember there was some rugby kids in there that night, and they liked that song. And they just kept coming back, and that became this, they just grew into this other group of people that would they'd let me sing my own songs, you know, at the Daily Planet. And I had that song, and that song sort of got it to where a crowd would come, I guess, you know. I already had this one. And then this kind of caught on, like, I had told you the story. I had played this song for Chip Smoman when I was waiting around for Johnny Cash, and he told me it was good, and so I'd always just played it every gig after that, you know. I was just, God, my real mind is racing now because I was thinking about that last song. There's a harp on it I could have played, but I'm having a thing today. But I have this vivid memory of Peter Herka, a violin player. He came up with the harmonica part, and we were standing in this room full of boxes, and he was showing it to me. Anyway, I don't know what. And then this song was also on the very first album, and I would play this at the Daily Planet, and the kid, well, I was a kid too, but they'd yell, "The least they can possibly do." That was the thing. And then we recorded it. I remember me and Eddie Shaver got in an argument over it. He tried to look like he had a little bit of mind. It is a drifter with a southern drawl. Well, I could tell right away by by the way he been running, that boy was just begging to crawl. At least the junkie knows what he needs. You get a man all strung out on his own greed, he'll give up everything he's got for just one shot at having it all. She'd been watching him from her table, not too soft, but not too tough. Well, she figured by the money he'd be throwing around that his damn show good looking enough. She worked her way over, shot him a wink, it took his last $5, and bought her a drink. By the time they hit a Motel 6, they figured they was in love. Said, but I love you, easy money. Sad, but it's true. Everybody want the most they can possibly get for the least they can possibly do. They want that easy money. Oh Lord, I don't understand. They people scheming, they plan, but they can't get their hand on none of that easy money. She'd been watching him from her table, not too soft, not too tough. Well, she figured by the money he'd been throwing around, his down show good looking enough. Worked her way over, shot him a drink, he took his last $5. They bought her a drink. By the time they hit Motel 6, they figured they were in love. I fucked something up. Why'd you do that verse twice? Is that? I might have skipped the second verse. Everybody, for the least they can possibly do, they want to. I think the lyrics are on the internets. I know I fucked something up. I at least did the verse twice. I might have skipped one. Might have been about 2 weeks later. He get a call from one of his business friends. He had a surefire steal of this big investment deal, and would you believe this? He was gonna let both of us in. Took all her savings out of the bank. On the way home, she stopped to gas up her tank. She stepped in for some cigs. She never saw that fucker again. They wanted easy money. Oh Lord, it's sad, but it's true. Everybody wants the most they can possibly get for the least they can possibly do. They want that easy money. Oh Lord, I don't understand. There people scheming, they plan, but they just can't get their hand on none of that easy money. There people scheming, they plan, but they can't get their hand on none of that easy money. Yeah, man. I love that one. Yeah, that's fun to do. Hope I didn't fuck it up too bad. I was thinking something. I forgot what I was thinking. I was gonna say, I'm gonna move this up a key because I can't imagine why I would. But now I got a thing going. I'm gonna do this. My intention was to do this when I left the house, but I was gonna see if I got into it. Now I can tell I'm gonna get into it. That song was the second song on that first record I made called Songs for the Daily Planet. And I remember that song was supposed to be about my dad and his secretary and the way they ran off from my mom, and I just didn't want them to know, so I made it up like that, put all that boogie stuff on there. And I'll tell you what, not to drop a name, Thunk, but man, one of my favorite memories ever is in a hotel room in the 90s, Chris Christopherson picked up a guitar and played me that song, and I never will forget it. Man. And then I played To Beat the Devil for him. Anyway, so that's for Casey. And now I'm just going to play that record. I had just already, Keith Sykes at this time, I was playing in this bar in Memphis at the Daily Planet, and people were listening and letting me sing my own songs. And people from up here were coming down and checking it out. And Keith Sykes was helping me and showing me how to, him and Kent Finley had really helped me learn to make up songs. And Keith was also helping me learn to play guitar. And then he got me a record contract for a company. Guy's name was Buzz. But the company had Garth Brooks, but I'm spacing the name. And then we made, and here, I'll tell that story as we go, okay? But this was, I'm just gonna do it the way it goes. This was one I'd had for a while. I don't sing it as much as I used to. Remember back here about 5 years ago, driving down the highway, just saw a kid there by the road, long blonde dirty hair, his thumb out in the air. That was me, that was me. Remember the kid who walked into your store, the one you told you were sorry, we're not hiring anymore. So he walked out your door, head hung toward the floor. That was me, that was me. I'm a face you've seen 1,000,000 times, the one who never seemed to fit in between the lines. I'm every broken dream there's a world that's left behind. I'm a face you've seen 1,000,000 times. Remember the kid that you saw that night downtown, singing on the sidewalk with his guitar case on the ground. He looked down on his luck, so you threw him a buck. Oh, that was me, that was me. Remember back about 5 years ago, driving down the highway, you saw a kid there by the road, long blonde dirty hair, his thumb out in the air. That was me, that was me, yeah, that was me, that was me. Man, I send that song out too. I still remember the ride I think of at that time was a man named Rob Trommels picked me up. I was going going all the way to San Francisco, and he took me all the way. And then the guy, Craig Lockhart, C.C. Lockhart, I met him later in Austin, and we would busk. Yeah. The part about looking for a job, I just made that bit up. Then this one also I had. Okay, this is cool. This song, the record company was Capitol, but they were calling themselves something different at the time. And I did 2 sessions, and one was country and the other was rock. And this song was on both. But so after the country one, they were like, that's terrible. Then we did the rock one. That's terrible too. Go home. Go back to driving a truck, kid. And then Brian gave me that, just talk. I mean, just sing. But just to wrap that up, though, so that we did this very country, and then we did this very rock and roll, and then just moved back to Memphis and regrouped and started playing the Daily Planet again. Freeway to a reservation, make way for a brand new nation. Big ideas, they got brand new plans. Heaven knows we need this land we're gonna build. Big, high, and wide, city streets through countryside. Chemicals and pesticides, this land is our land. Here at man, don't waste our time. We're young and strong, we got hills to climb. There's a lot of room, but we need it all for slave trade and shopping malls we're gonna build. Big factories, paper plates, plastic trees, styrofoam and antifreeze. This land is our land. 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 Well, we came out on raging sea to claim some place where we'd be free. We got hopeful hearts, working hands. Heaven knows we need this land because the world needs landfills, diet pills, and paper mills. We need country clubs, oil spill. This land is our land. 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 Make way for a brand new nation. Big ideas, we got brand new plans. Heaven knows we need this land. The Super Bowls, the subway rides, remote controls and pesticides, gang-related homicide. This land is our land. 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 Yeah. Man, I love this guitar, and you can't just whack at it either. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with it, man. Pretty good so far. I'm having a lot of fun. This is a nice way to go down memory lane. What? Is something up? Did I say something? Are the police here? I don't think I've said anything offensive. I hope I haven't. You know, these days, shit. been listening to a lot of Norwegian black metal. You know, I'm always giving people tips on these shows. That I would really look into that. Freezing Moon, that's probably their best one. Dead wrote the lyrics for that. But Euronymous' riff is just as important, I think. Necro Butcher, still out there playing. You know, and then I thought they were better when Dead was the singer. Then when Varg came in, it kind of ruined the band, I thought. But and then he killed Euronymous after Dead killed himself. And boy, I thought both of their gigs, though, that song they cut and both shows, they were onto something. It's too bad they. Anyway, back to our regular programming. This song I made it up in Marchetti's car. We were in Nashville, and I was just finding out that I didn't have a record contract anymore. And that night, and him and I were both listening to a ton of Steve Forbert at the time, still do. And that night we went to see Dan Penn and Spooner Oldham. And I remember that next day, him and I were driving in his car, and I think I was driving and he was sleeping, and I started making this up. And it was really, if the words were honest, it would be like, oh crap, I wanted to have an album, and now shit. But it seemed easier at the time to say I was caught jerking off. Just the other morning, I was hanging around in my house. I had that new book with all those pictures of Madonna naked in it. Remember that when it was a book? I was checking that shit out. Just out in front of me, I came through the door. He said he never paid me for a scumbag before. He said he didn't ever want to see me anymore. And I still don't know why. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm the right guy. I just want to live until I've got to die. I know I ain't perfect, and God knows I'll try. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm alright. I know I'm dirty, and I know that I have smoked a lot of dope in my time. Ain't like I went on TV and tore up a picture of the Pope like Sinead O'Connor did that time. Remember Arden, we were I know I get wild, I know I get drunk. Ain't like I've got a bunch of bodies in my trunk. Oh man, you used to call me ain't no good punk, and I still don't know why. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm the right guy. I just wanna live until I gotta die. I know I ain't perfect, and God knows I try. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm alright. I know I'm dirty. Just the other night, you know, these cops, they pulled me over outside of a bar. They turned on the lights. They said, hey, old time, we're gonna have to ask you to step out of that car. I was only kidding when I called them a couple of dicks. Still they made me do the stupid human tricks. Now I'm stuck in this jail with a bunch of dumb hicks, and I still don't know why. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm the right guy. I just wanna live until I gotta die. I know I ain't perfect, God knows I try. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm alright, alright. I think I'm the right guy. I think I'm alright, 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 alright. So then I come back to Memphis. I had moved up here for maybe a couple months. I came back down to Memphis. Keith Sykes said, let's get back to work. helped me figure out that all right guy, you know, had the band Joe and Joe. Started working. I'm gonna switch over to this. Then I came home. Had this apartment at 1508 Madison, and had this apartment over there at 1508 Madison, and I came home from a show with the Son of Slam, and their shows started, you know, at like midnight, and I came home and I thought the power had gone out in the building. But it was just my apartment. And then that was the first time I ever had my power cut off. And I remember that made me feel like an adult. And I made these words up, and then Mike Utley played the piano on them, and on the record. And then a couple records later, I started learning to play the piano too. Everyone has days like I'm having, holding on to anything that I can to keep myself from anything but laughing while I'm looking back as far as I can't stand. Out my window, winter is almost over. I can almost see the sun behind these clouds. Looking back on where I was a year ago today, I'm laughing at the shape I'm in now. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, but all I heard was how I should get ahead. Now growing up, it isn't anything but all this indecision with these debts and doubts and worries that I got hanging over my head. Oh, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. All I wish I could remember what I said. Oh, I wish I could remember what I said. I wish I could find that old time feeling. Oh, it's back somewhere in between what I've become. You know, somewhere down the line, it must have seemed appealing. So I suppose that it must work for some. Well, I wanna go back to going crazy, baby, believing every word that I was told. You know, sometimes growing up, I think I'm getting wiser, and then other times I just think I'm getting old. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I heard was how I'm gonna get here. Growing up wasn't anything but all that indecision, with them debts and doubts and worries hanging over my head. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. Lord, I wish I could remember what I said. I'm having fun today. It's fun playing these old songs. That makes me think of a bunch of Oregonians, even though I made it up in Memphis. But you know, now, see, we're halfway through this album called The Songs for the Daily Planet. Can I try that one? Oh, man. This one, I'll tell you, I don't ever play this one. Because I learned something with it, though, which is I was playing at this place called something right off Highland. If you're ever in Memphis, go to Brother Juniper's for breakfast. And then there's a place right next to a bar, like RP Tracks, that's what it's called. And I was playing RP Tracks, and during the show, this guy came up and asked me to keep playing. And he insinuated, kind of jokingly, that he'd been fighting with his wife. And then he kind of joked that, hey, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Which I thought, you know, in hindsight, I should have said, well, you're in, you know, I mean, like, I know he was kidding, but what a dick. But that night after the show, I made this song up. That on. And I liked this. I loved this. And then I made up all those words about this guy that I never saw again. You know, I don't want to say I don't care about his girlfriend, but I know lots of people's girlfriends personally. All that. It just didn't have anything for me, except for that. As the years went on, I just didn't feel any connection to this. Well, I've been sitting there all night alone. I've been singing every song. I ain't asked for nothing yet. Now all I'm asking is for one request. Turn it up. Turn it up. Draw a crowd I can crawl into. You don't know what I've been through. Turn it up. I don't want to hear what I am thinking tonight. I let my woman move and laugh on. Now she don't ever let me touch her at all. She been picking at me all day. I come down here to get out of the way. Turn it up. Turn it up. I think that woman might have lost her mind someday. I'm afraid she's gonna cross the line. Turn it up. I don't want to hear what I'm thinking tonight. Well, I've been walking on eggshell, baby. I've been losing my mind. She been driving me to drinking lately. I'm drinking all the time. Well, I've been fighting these angry mouths, holding down a couple dead-end jobs. Liquor sure keep me down all right. It can't keep me from rocking tonight. Turn it up. Yeah, 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 turn it up. draw a crowd I could crawl into. I'm worried of what I might do. Turn it up, I don't want to have to hear what I'm thinking tonight. Turn it up, I don't want to have to hear what I'm thinking tonight. Also, man, if you're stuck, just make it tonight. If you're stuck for a rhyme, it happened tonight, then go back and they fit something else. I hope you're enjoying this trip down Mesmerized Lane back into the early 90s when I was living in Memphis and working on this record. My dad had just gotten diagnosed with cancer. It was just the craziest year. And Tony Brown produced the record. What a good cat. He's working with Gary Allen on the record right now. But Tony, if you're out there watching, I love you so much. He did the first two. And he came back into my life after I lost that first one. Him and Jimmy Buffett gave me a second chance. And I remember when we were doing this song, I had never played it anywhere. I was just very kind of religious at the time. Not that I'm not, you know, well, not like that. But I praise often more than you do. But you know what I mean? There's some of these kind of preachier songs. And this one, Kent Finley had really instilled in me that money was just useless. And I still just think I think the math on that is dead nuts right. I think it's true, it's true, it's true. And I've never wavered, you know? And for a while I had angry, you know, I was almost angry in that way. And this song was kind of poking people. And I remember Tony, who is a really rich guy, I went to his house for lunch. I swear to you, I thought we were at a mall. And then it was his house. But then we were at the session, and he said, when we were singing this one, he goes, "That's what kind of makes me feel bad." And I remember saying, "So?" And I would never say that now. But I don't know. It's, oh, I thought it was, okay, fuck, I got the wrong song. Let's stay in order. Let's stay in order, though. Good call. That's not the song. The song I was going to play was a lot more, but the next song on the record is called You're Gonna Get Me in Trouble. You're gonna get me into trouble. I knew it right off the bat. You're gonna get me into all kinds of trouble if you keep looking like that. Well, I may be alone, someone at home, I just know I'm making a mistake. A woman like you walks into a place like this, so you could almost hear the promises break. You're gonna make me need an alibi. You're gonna make me have to watch my back. You're gonna make me have to tell a bunch of lies. You're gonna make me have to cover my tracks. Well, I told her I couldn't, and I thought I would, and now I'm so ashamed. When I look at you, it's all that I can do to think about what was her name. You're gonna get me into trouble. I knew it right off the bat. You're gonna get me into all kinds of trouble if you keep looking like it. That don't look like that, baby. You're gonna mix my emotion. You're gonna tangle my net. You're gonna make me do something that I'm afraid I won't regret. Well, I may be alone, someone at home, I just know I'm making a mistake. A woman like you walks into a place like this, you could almost hear the promises break. You're gonna get me into trouble, I knew it right off the bat. You're gonna get me into all kinds of trouble if you keep looking like that. Oh, oh, Hey, is this it? I haven't played that one in a while. Mark Chestnut did that one. I really like him. He's still working. You know, this record really, Keith Sykes and Jareen Sykes, they're really the reason I got to make it. And then Jimmy Buffett and Mike Utley and Bob Mercer, who ended up really was like a father to me. And I think of him every day. Every day. I send this out to Margie and Jackson, who I also think of every day. And, you know, I'll tell you, and Tony Brown, too. That was the three kind of camps that came together to say it was okay if it cost a lot of money in those days. And they started to argue, those three people, and a young woman my age named Lindsay McDonald came into my life, and she became my manager for a company, but it was just her. And she sorted all that out. You know, she really was the person that, at the end of the day, got all those people on the same page. And still just a really good friend of mine to this day. She lives just around the corner. Lindsay, I'll send this song out to you. And also with apologies to Tony Brown or anybody else that worked hard and has a ton of money, you know. But Lindsay, this one's for you and all us buskers out here. Some guys are looking for diamonds, some guys just want to pay their bills. Some guys are climbing up mountains while others are digging for thrills. Some guys just want to win trophies, some guys just want to get the girls. Some guys swear that they won't stop working till they own everything in the world. But good luck at the end of that rainbow if you think that's what you're here for. Make no mistakes about it, baby, I want a whole lot more. I want a whole lot more. Sometimes I see people out here playing every single one of their cards for bigger this and better that and greener grass round the pools in the yard. They work and they slave just so they can save up a whole lot to leave behind. Yes, some guys are just so certain success is the key to their peace of mind. Well, good luck at the end of that rainbow if you think that's what you're here for. Make no mistakes about it, baby, I want a whole lot more. I want a whole lot more. I want a whole lot more than treasures I can store down here on earth. Prize them any way that you want to. Hey, buddy, I know what they're worth. Some guys just want attention. Some guys just want to meet some girls. Some guys dig at kicking down doors. Others want everything in this world. Well, good luck at the end of that rainbow if you think that's what you're here for. lot. I want a whole lot more. You know, the thing I don't like about that one is this, it's like a straw man in there, you know. You could just say, hey, I don't give a shit about money. Jerry Jeff sings all the time, don't give a shit about money. You don't have to throw it in there. And other people do, and they're totally not getting it. Could have left them out of it. That's what I would do today. I'm not so sure about that one. Oh, preachy, I think. This one I found out when I was just right out of high school that a kid I went to high school with had a kid, and then a rumor was going around that he was beating up that kid, and I made this up. To the chords of The Road Goes On Forever and the Party Never Ends. You could sing along that to this. Jackie used to live about 3 blocks away from me. He used to throw the baseball and climb his old oak tree, and we would sneak his old man's cigarettes behind a picket fence. Swore that we would always be the best of friends. He sit out on the curb and talk on summer nights till Jackie's daddy called him, and then he would take off like a light. Friday nights were all the same. Our high school senior year, hung out at the river and we drank Black Label beer, and we would listen to the Storm with all of our old friends. Maybe sneak a toke or two down where the river bend. I remember how I said I'd drive him home one Friday night. He said, go on without me, buddy, I'll be all right. We went off to college, start our freshman year. I went off to school about an hour away from here, but you know Jackie, he took off. Went to college out of state. He used to call me all the time, and he would tell me that it was great. I said, I'm coming home for Christmas, I hope you do the same. He'd say that he was coming, but you know he never came. Oh, you think you know somebody, you think they know you, think you know somebody, but man, Seamus, night that he got married, I was his best man. Moved back to town and now we're neighbors again. I since found myself a wife, now I'm married too. Our families get together every Sunday afternoon. His boy and my boy, they sit outside and they talk at night till Jackie calls for his boy, and then his boy takes off like a light. Oh, you think you know somebody, you think they know you, you think you know somebody. Last night I saw the flashing light, quickly ran outside. Neighbor lady told me Jackie's youngest boy died, and I was shocked to see the cops had Jackie handcuffed in the car. Till this morning's paper told me how Jackie had gone too far. Now they're saying Jackie ain't the only one to blame, 'cause battered children almost always grown up to do the same. Yeah, you think you know somebody, you think they know you, or you think you know somebody, but you never do. Made me think of, we'd sing that song on the road. That was one of the few songs that would make people cry, and then for some reason me and Seamus thought we would laugh about that. And we'd go, but man, you never do. That song was just on the record all by itself. Then this one, I was saying earlier, me and Marchetti had gone to see these guys, and they had, he'd been doing this a lot, these chords a lot. And I remember we were just into it. We were talking about it, and then my girlfriend at the time, Shannon, and me and him were at Jimmy Collins' apartment here in town. I don't remember why. And I remember we were drinking Coronas, and we made this song up. And I'll tell you, I have a really fond memory of recording this because it's very similar to All Right Guy, and we had already recorded All Right Guy, and so it was looking like it might not make the record. And the band, we all sat up all night and tried to come up with an arrangement that would make Tony think it was worth it. So. Here you go. It goes like na 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 na. Remember that? Tell anybody that ain't got nobody. Somebody's coming. Tell all these people who think they need that money. Somebody coming. Tell everybody walking tall and proud. Money talks, but it talks so loud. Yeah, somebody coming is gonna change everything. Tell all these people making all these decisions. Somebody's coming. Tell all these people with their hateful opinions. Somebody's coming. Tell everybody in the KKK, FBI, and the CIA, there's somebody coming and they're gonna change everything. Somebody coming gonna change your mind. Gonna sneak up on all that you believe from behind. Somebody coming won't let you down. Gonna turn everything you thought was right around. Somebody coming is gonna change every la 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 la. Tell all these people at the end of the line. Somebody coming. Tell all these people holding I'll work for food sign. Somebody's coming. Somebody coming who's been here before. If you think you're out of chances, well, you've got one more. Somebody coming is gonna change everything. Somebody coming won't need your vote. Gonna rattle your cage, rock your boat. Somebody coming like a thief in the night. Gonna stand by people when we're too weak to fight. Somebody coming and gonna change everything. Hey, who? That's from my buddy Mark Marchetti, man. Love you, man. Hey, and also, let's encourage Mark Marchetti. Send your cards and letters. He's a very shy man, and we should try to talk him into making an album. He's got so many songs. He's a Dan Reeder in the wilderness. I hope you're enjoying your time here today. I can tell that I am a little high. I hope I'm not blathering too bad. If I say anything that sounds overconfident, that was clearly misspoken. I always thought that confidence was overrated. You can't groove on dope. You can't groove on wine. Oh, if you're trying to catch a groove watching your TV, you're just wasting time. You can do what you want. you won't get far. The only way to groove is on the bass guitar. You find a loose knit rhythm, you lock in tight. You roll on it over and over until it sounds just exactly right. You could learn to sing lead if you need to be a star, but the only way to groove is on a bass guitar. I said it fills out the bottom, dirty and mean, downright greasy when the sound man clean. He out in the room, they're looking at the star. Their butts are all shaking to the bass guitar. You could dress real cool, you could wear dark shades. You might be sleek, sharp, and shiny like a razor blade. You could drive around town in a long black car. The only way to groove is on a bass guitar. You know you fill out the bottom, dirty and mean, downright greasy when the sound man is clean. All the eyes in the room, they're looking at the star. Their butts are all shaking to the bass guitar like. When Joe Marinchek wrote this, he said it was the perfect country and western song. I said, that's not the perfect country and western song because it doesn't mention mama or trains or getting out of prison or any of that shit. And he was like, you know, you're right. All right, I'm just gonna play. Well, this is the hidden track on the record. It's a talking blues song. I'd read about talking blues, but it wasn't until I started staying with Keith Sykes that I learned them. And then I made up one about shoes, and I made up one about Saddam Hussein, smart bombs. I made up a ton of them, and then at that time when we were just getting ready to see if we could make an album, that Keith had a few people he's almost had convinced, and they were having a cattle call of tryouts for it, and the people that said they were on the fence and maybe were going to help me, they were at this thing. And at this thing, I had this song, and I had just made it up the day before, and I played it for Keith, and he was like, open with that. And so I opened with it, and after this show, Bob Mercer, who I was talking about earlier, he came backstage and he said, what's that last song? And I said, it's the Talking Seattle Grunge Rock Blues. And he said, are you going to put that on the record? Because I was trying to get him to let me be in charge of the music and stuff. And when he found out that that he liked that song, and he said, if I did that alone, he didn't care what I did with anything else. And to me, that was the bargain, you know, because I wasn't going to put anything on it anyway. So, Bob, thank you for that, and thank you for sitting here and listening to this trip down, whatever you call it. I hope it was good. If you did enjoy it, let me know and we'll do this again, or let me know, we'll do another record. Hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. Hang your hair down in your eyes, you make $1 million. Well, I was in this band going nowhere fast. We sent out our demos, but everybody passed. So one day we finally took the plunge. We moved out to Seattle and we started playing grunge. This is Washington State. Space Needle, Eddie Vedder. Now to fit in fast, we got flannel shirts to turn our amps up until it hurts. We got bad attitudes, and what's more, when we play, we stare straight down at the floor. Hoo-wee, very scary. I ain't seen nothing like that on TV all afternoon. Now to fit in on the Seattle scene, you had to show people something they had never seen. So thinking up a gimmick one day, we decided to be the only band that wouldn't play, not even a note. We called it Silence. Music's original alternative. Roots grunge. Spread the word through the underground that we were the hottest new young band in town. Record guy come out to see us one day, and just like always, we refused to play. It knocked him out. He said he loved our shit. He said he loved our shit, but he wasn't sure if he could sell a record that didn't have any music on it. I said, you've been doing that all year. No, you know what I said, but we're from Seattle. He advances $1 million. All right, everybody. Hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. Hang your hair down in your eye, make $1 million. Well, we blew him away at the Grammy show by refusing to play and refusing to go. And then just when it looked like fame would last away, no, he said, what is it, says, we were Rolling Stone, what's something about, well, we made the record, everybody loved it, fuck. It was great, fantastic, they didn't play. They went on MTV, they refused to do acoustical versions of the electrical songs they refused to record in the first place. Then they blew him away at the Grammy show by refusing to play and refusing to go. Then just when it looked like fame would last forever, along came a band that wasn't even together. Now that's alternative. That's the alternative to alternative. State law, Donnie Baker. Hey, hey, my. Rock and roll will never die. You just hang your head down in your eye, make $1 million. Well, our band got fired, and that's not funny, because now we're hooked on drugs, but we're out of money. So the other day I called up the band. I said, guys, I've taken all I can. I say we shave off these goatees and pack our van, move to East Nashville and start a band that is too country for rock and too rock for country. Really start shaking it up. My fellow travelers, I do one more. I would like to leave you with this song, and I appreciate you sitting with me through that first record. I would also like to pronounce that we're going to do a second set. I'm going to take about 20 minutes and do a set. I'm going to play this song for you, though, and I'm going to dedicate this to my mother and my brother and my sister. Roma people. A lot of people, they're not a lot known about gypsies, as they say. One of the great gypsy legends is that the man who was making the nails to crucify Jesus tried to swallow them. He swallowed one of them, and an angel appeared and said, it's okay to lie that you swallowed. It's something, all of a sudden, it's though somehow we can bullshit and keep traveling because of it. I'd like to also send this out to my late great father, Diamond Dan Snider. 60 to 90 days. Oh, wait. Well, fuck it. Sorry, I had a big solo there. Oh, sorry. This is maybe I don't know. I hope we did okay today. I kind of wonder, but I enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Felt like got lost in it today. It was fun. I'm gonna leave you with this. And then, like I said, we're gonna take a 20-minute break, say, pause for the cause, and do a second set for those of you who are interested, and for those of you who are, who can't stay. We understand that. Be sure to drive fast and take a lot of chances out there on your way home this afternoon. That way they'll have you pulled over when we come swerving on by. If I live fancy free, I love to wander. That's just the gypsy in my soul. There's something calling me way over yonder. That's just the gypsy in my soul. There's something calling me way over yonder. That's just the gypsy in my soul. No cares, no strings, my heart just sings. No string, no string, my heart has a wing. There's something calling me way over yonder. Oh, that's just the gypsy in my soul. Don't forget to tip your neighbors. See you in a minute. Let's do Hey, motherfuckers, can they hear me yet? Yep. Okay. I look terrific. Who got us those? The shithouse wire in general? All them fuckers? Can dig. Can dig. I had my shithouse wire button last week. No, I don't want no talking on that. All right. On an evening sun, done did everything that need done. Oh, with me, why can't I see? I best be leaving well enough alone. Them neon light nights couldn't stay out of fights. They keep haunting me in memory. That one lyric crowd for crying out loud. Why was it always turning out to be me? Or where does it go? The good Lord only knows. Seemed like it's just the other day I was down at Green Gables, hawking them tables and generally blowing on my hard-earned pay. Piano roll blues, I danced holes in my shoes. There wasn't no other way to be. For lovable losers, no account boozers, and honky-tonk heroes like me. Where does it go? The good Lord only knows. Seemed like it just the other day I was down at Green Gable, hawking them tables and generally blowing on my hard-earned pay. Piano roll blues, I danced holes in my shoes. There wasn't no other way to be. For lovable losers, no account boozers, and honky-tonk heroes like me. Hey, hey. Oh, where does it go? The good Lord only knows. Seemed like it was just the other day. Well, I was down at Green Gables, hawking them tables, generally blowing all of my hard-earned pay. Piano roll blues, I danced holes in my shoes. One other way to be. For them lovable losers and no-account boozers and them honky-tonk heroes like me. I've spent a lifetime making up my mind to be more than the measure of what I thought others could see. Good luck and fast bucks are too far and too few between. Cadillac by her, old five and dimers like me. She stood beside me, letting me know she would be something to lean on when everything ran out on me. But fence yards ain't hold cars, like as none never will be. Reasons for rhymers and old five and dimers like me. Well, it's taken me so long, and now that I know, I believe all that I do or say is all I ever will be. Too much ain't enough for old five and dimers like me. But too far and too high and too deep ain't too much to be. I guess an old five and dimer was all I intended to be. Yeah. That's a old five and dimer. Billy Joe Shaver, 81 years old today. First song was Honky Tonk Heroes. The story is that Billy Joe had come here on a lemon truck in the back of it, and was missing two fingers. Met Bobby Bear. Bobby Bear introduced him to Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson said he could come to the picnic, and he was backstage at the picnic in the dressing room singing his songs. That was it. And he sang this one. And Waylon Jennings, they said, came out of his trailer or dressing room area and was like, "What's that song?" and introduced himself. And Billy Joe Shaver said, "This is my song." And Waylon said, "You got 9 more of those?" And that's how this record, Honky Tonk Heroes, got made. And this record that Billy Joe wrote all the songs on was also the very first record where a country singer used his own band. So, 3 fingers of whiskey, pleasure's the drinker, and the moving does more than the same thing for me. Willie, he tells me, the doers and thinkers say moving's the closest thing to being free. He's a rosin, his riggins, he's laid back his wages, he's a dead set on the riding in the big rodeo. My woman's tight with an overdue baby, and Willie, he's yelling, "Hey gypsy, let's go." Willie, you're wild as a blue Texas north, ready rode from the same bacons as me. And I reckon we're gonna ramble till hell freezes over. Willie, the wandering gypsy, and me. Now, ladies, we surely will take of your favors, and we'll surely warn you there never will be a single soul living who could foot brand or handle Willie, the wandering gypsy, oh me. The dance on the mountains. They shout from the canyons. They swarm in the loose herd like a wild buffalo, filling our heads full of figures and angles and telling us shit that we already know. Willie, you're wild as a blue Texas Nolan. Really rode from the same beacons as me. And I reckon we're gonna ramble till hell freezes over. Willie, the wandering gypsy, and me. Willie, the wandering gypsy, and me. Happy birthday, Billy Joe Shaver. Long-haired young girl here beside me, fitting my body, warm my mind, sleeping quiet, never knowing by tomorrow she'll be one more thing I'm gonna leave behind, like them big wheels I'll be rolling, like them rivers are gonna flow to sea. Because I'd rather leave here knowing that I'd made a fool of love before it made a fool of me. Low down freedom, you done cost me everything I ever knew. You're as empty as my pocket, from the top where you start down to the bottom of my shoe. Open the highway, lonesome wind blow. Tell me something I don't know. Wrap that woman all around me. Tell me why I'm gonna leave when I don't really wanna go. Low down freedom, you done cost me everything I ever knew. You're as empty as my pocket, from the top of where you start down to the bottom of my shoe. I'll never forget the first time I heard this record at Kent Finley's house. Whoa. Oh, see, I can't do that. Yeah, I can. Omaha, you've been weighing heavy on my mind. I guess I never really left it out. I'm turning all them roads I walked around the other way, heading back for you, Omaha. Omaha, Nebraska wasn't good enough for me. I always thought I was the Roman kind, with a pocket full of dreams and my one shirt on my back. I left there looking for something to find. I rode my thumb to San Francisco. I worked down by the bay. I got some schooling paid for by law. The hardest thing I learned there is there ain't no easy way to get ahead behind old county wall. So it's so long, California, reckon I've been moving on. I'm leaving even if I gotta crawl. Well, I've got some loose ends laying around that I left undone, waiting back for me in Omaha. You've been weighing heavy on my mind. I guess I never really left it all. I'm turning all those roads I walked around the other way. I'm heading back for you, Omaha. Man, I love this. Check out, if you could do anything today, buy Honky Tonk Heroes Like Me. Changed the way everything sounded. Richie Albright's the drummer. The songs, Billy Joe Shaver wrote all the songs by himself. How many have we done? I know this whole record. What's the next one? Omaha, and then what is it?
We've done 5. If You Ask Me To is next.
Oh, yeah. Long ago and far away, my old common labor shoe, I turn the world all which way, just because you asked me to. Like unto no other feel, summer love is simple true. There's no end to what I do, just because you asked me to. Lord, I hope you never do. Let the world call me a fool. The thing right with me and you, that's all that matters I do. Anything you ask me to. How much I love you, and after all that we've been through, I turn and walk away from you, just because you asked me to. Elvis recorded that. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Is the next one, what's the next one? So that's 6. There's only 9. Let's do it. Happy birthday, Billy Joe. This is fun. What is it? Is it when Jesus was our Savior? Oh, yeah. I get them confused with Billy Joe's first record, too, which Chris Christopherson produced. This isn't hooked up to anything. Okay. Christopherson produced that. Some songs are the same. This old highway is hotter the nine kinds of hill. The riser scarce is the rain. When you're down to your last buck and nothing to sell, too far away from a train. Been a good month of Sundays, the guitar a go. I had a tall drink of yesterday's wine. I left a long string of friends, a few sheets in the wind, and some satisfied women behind. Ride me down easy, Lord, ride me on down. Leave word in the dust where I lay. I say I'm easy come, I'm easy go. Easy to love when I stay. I read hell on the mountain, fought snow on the hill. I locked horns with the devil himself. I've been rodeo bum, I've been a son of a gun, I've been a hobo with stars in my crown. Hey, Lord, ride me down easy, Lord, ride me on down. Leave word in the dust where I lay. Say I'm easy come, easy go, easy love when I stay. You ride me down easy, Lord, ride me on down. Leave word in the dust where I lay. Say I'm easy come and I'm easy go. I'm easy to love when I stay. Down the roadway I've heard say new days coming on, where the women folks friendly and law leave you alone. I believe it when I see it, Lord, and I ain't seen it yet. Don't mind me, just keep on talking, I'm just looking for my hat. Ain't no God in Mexico, ain't no way to understand. I'd bowl across and feeling makes a fool out of a man. If I had never seen the sunshine, I would have never cursed the rain. If my feet could have fit a railroad track, well, I guess I'd have been a train. Me and Louise Higginbotham, we used to chase across the yard. And back in 1947, that's when more than times were hard. Well, pity me, I didn't find a line in time, and like a fool, in front of God and everybody, I politely blew my cool. Ain't no God in Mexico, ain't no comfort in the can. But when you're down in Matamoros, getting busted by the man. If I never seen the sunshine, I'd never cursed the rain. If my feet could fit a railroad track, I guess I'd been a train. Ain't no God in Mexico, ain't no comfort in the can. When you're down in Matamoros, getting busted by the man. My feet could fit a railroad track, I guess I'd have been a train. If I'd never felt no sunshine, I'd have never cursed no rain. And then I think there's just one more, right? Oh, yeah. And then after that is a Donnie Fritz song. But Donnie, why don't you do a whole nother day for him? What you got here? No. Way down in Virginia, among the tall grown sugar cane, where the Jane cutting man and Dominic a hen and a rose of a different name. Well, the first time I felt the lightning, I was standing in the drizzling rain, with a trembling hand and a bottle of gin and a rose of a different name. The devil made me do it the first time, the second time I done it on my own. Lord put a handle on this simple-headed man, help me leave that black road alone. When the devil made that a woman, Lord, he threw the pattern away. She was built for speed with the tools you need to make a new fool every day. Now we're down deep and dirty, on the darkest side of shame. You find a cane-cutting man, a bottle of gin, and a rose of a different name. The devil made me do it the first time, the second time I done it on my own. The Lord put a handle on this simple-headed man, let me leave that black road alone. Devil made me do it the first time, the second time I done it on my own. The Lord put a handle on this simple-headed man, let me leave that black road alone. I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I'm gonna grow and glow until I'm so blue, pure, perfect. I'm gonna put a smile on everybody's face. I'm gonna learn the best word to talk. I'm gonna search and find a better way to walk. I'm just an old chunk of coal now, oh, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I'm gonna find a better way to walk. I'll search and find a better way to talk. I'm gonna spit and polish my old rough-edged self until I get rid of every single flaw. Yeah, I'm gonna be the world's best friend. Yeah, I am. I go around shaking everybody's hand. I'm just an old chunk of coal now, oh, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. Billy Joe has been a diamond for quite some time now, at the tender age of 81. Billy Joe, I hope somebody shows this to you. I love you. I miss you. Call me up. Have a great happy birthday. And all of you for tuning in again for this second bit. That was fun for me. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next Sunday. Irie Eitz. Redneck speedball, way to highway. Needle is broken, ain't no telling on gas. Highway dog plays Russian roulette in and out of the sun under the overpass. Oh, 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 my love. Why on earth they say only heaven knows? But we turned every last word ever heard on each other over where everybody goes. I know I think, therefore I am, because I am, oh, so I thought I was. When in Rome they say, shoot Roman candles that way, but nobody thinks you're crazy. Woo! Thank you. Passing it back and forth like a 5th of July,
realize I can't tell you what to tell yourself. But if we're still alive, what you thought you wanted, well, you can't deny it, baby. We were something else. Oh, 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 my love. Why on earth they say only heaven knows? We turn every last word ever heard on each other over wherever it goes. I know a thing before I am because I am both who I thought I was. When in Rome they say shoot Roman candles that way, and nobody thinks you're crazy. We don't leave who we fell for, no. We leave who we just can't believe they've become. But we don't leave